Who are the Black Sun crime syndicate? It is a vast criminal syndicate. Its influence felt on every planet from the core worlds to the outer rim. Black Sun has existed for hundreds of years and embedded itself in every fiber of the galaxy. The resources at its disposal are almost limitless. The soldiers under its command in the tens of thousands. Even the ignorant even call it the most powerful force in the known universe. They also held a massive amount of reach and influence, extending its tendrils of corruption deep in various galactic governments of each era. It was infamous for its involvement in piracy and smuggling, but smuggling was just the tip of the iceberg for the galaxy-wide organization, involved in every known type of illegal activity from its network surpassed even in the accuracy and scope of Imperial intelligence. The resources available to the Black Sun rivaled those belonging to a large planetary army, including foot soldiers. So the Black Sun, they're everywhere. I think one of the coolest quotes in the Black Sun from the expanded universe, or Star Wars Legends, is "Better a Black Sun than no sun," which is how they also rose to power. And let's learn about that. The Black Sun rose to power after the Great Galactic War, and their leaders gained trust of the lower levels of Coruscant with the quote, "Better a Black Sun than none." So I think that's pretty interesting that, they went around the underworlds of Coruscant, kind of gathering up people who were, disenfranchised. It was like, hey, you guys don't see the sun down here. Might as well join the Black Sun, which is kind of cool. They also have 9 leaders known as Vigos, which is old Taiwanese for nephew, and that is the old language before Basic. So the Black Sun have been around since the Old Republic all the way to the New Republic and beyond. So they have been around basically forever. Often ruled by Phaelin nobles, they have bases on Mustafar and Ord Mantell, and they team up with a number of villainy and, of course, are part of the Shadow Collective as well. Certainly an interesting group. They, like I said, they expand all the way from the Old Republic and up until the New Republic. So every era of Star Wars includes the Black Sun. You hear them referenced plenty of times, and you get to see them in some episodes of the Clone Wars, and referenced here and there and whatnot. But I really want to just kind of give like a nice rundown of like who the Black Sun are. Explain a little bit about them, because they really are, in my opinion, one of the coolest criminal organizations in Star Wars that definitely deserves its own piece of content. Let's talk about some of these Phaelin nobles who were the leaders of the Black Sun. So bear with me with some of the pronunciations of these names, but Zamit Grunsit, he refused to join the Shadow Collective and then was later killed by Savage Opress and Darth Maul. I believe that's shown in Star Wars The Clone Wars sometime around then. And then we also, after he died, so Zamit Grunset died, Zaitin Moj kind of assumes his role. He tries to get the Pikes to join the Shadow Collective that Darth Maul creates. And then when the Pikes don't join, he orders family members from the Pikes to be stolen. And then that's kind of the events of Dark Disciple. I highly recommend reading Dark Disciple. Fantastic Star Wars book. Gives you a lot more about the criminal underworld and, of course, the Black Sun. So I'm not going to be getting into that a little bit. But so the two leaders, Zamit Grunsit and Zitin Moj, those are some of the two Phaelin leaders that we know, or at least that are canon that we know. I'm going to try to stick to just canon with bits and pieces that I'm picking out of the expanded universe that I just kind of assume are canon as well. So those two guys are the most prominent, I would say, that we've seen from the Black Sun on screen. And now I'm going to go through all of the... I'm going to go down, the list of Republic, Empire, and then New Republic about what the Black Sun was doing. So during all of this time, of course, the Black Suns are looking to expand, and this is why you see them in and out of, command of Darth Maul and the Shadow Collective. But during the Republic era, they greatly increased their foothold on certain areas because the Republic and the Jedi are so focused on fighting a war, that the Black Sun are able to gather up more trade routes, gather up more resources, gather up more followers to join the Black Sun, which I think is just a pretty interesting thing to note in the world of Star Wars at the time of the Clone Wars, that the Clone Wars are happening, and of course the whole galaxy knows, but then also what's happening is the rise of criminal influences as well, because the Republic cannot fight 2 wars at once, more or less. So the Empire era, there's not too much known for like canon stuff, but they do have encounters with Ahsoka and Sabine Wren, who I figured out while I was reading this, that Sabine was a former member of the Black Sun when she leaves the Imperial Cadets, which, again, I think that's pretty cool. You know, we get to see some interesting characters be with the Black Sun. I think with Ahsoka, the Black Sun hires an assassin to try to kill Ahsoka. They do still operate in the New Republic era as well, and that's kind of detailed in the Aftermath novels, that the Black Sun are still existing. But, you know, to me, like, it's like the Republic era and the Old Republic era were these two, were like, well, those are the two eras that I think fit the best for the Black Sun, is that's when they have the most power, that's when they're rising to power. You know, the Empire, they kind of take a little bit of dip. New Republic, it's still, you know, who knows what's going on with the New Republic, but they span all eras of the Star Wars expanded universe and all eras of Star Wars canon. I would love to see this criminal organization expanded in like any way possible. If we could get a movie or a TV show where it's just about the Black Sun or the Shadow Collective or any criminal organization, that would be awesome. Star Wars is such a big, amazing universe, and it doesn't always have to include Jedi and Sith, and the Black Sun and how they come to like how they gather up influence, how they influence the world of Star Wars, and how it adds an interesting juxtaposition for, you know, the Republic and the Jedi, that when they interact with members of the Black Sun, or when they suspect members of the Black Sun, that, you know, they're always around them, especially with Coruscant. You know, better a Black Sun than none. It's also interesting to note that they use that phrase, better a Black Sun than none, because people who live in the underworlds of Coruscant, again, never see the sun. And then if you go all the way up to the top where like all the rich elites live, you know, you get to see the Jedi. So there's 2 different levels of like, oh, the Black Sun rose up right underneath, you know, legitimately the Jedi, which in the Republic as well. Like, they rose up on the same planet, just on different levels of Coruscant, more or less. Better a Black Sun than none. So with that, that's kind of a good base overview of the Black Sun. Of course, there's a ton in Expanded Universe. There's a ton that you can hear and listen and see the influence of the Black Sun all over Star Wars. You know, definitely look for it. You know, look for the names, look for the characters, look for the logos, look for the symbols, all that stuff. They are very prevalent in Star Wars without being prevalent in Star Wars. That's probably because they're a criminal organization. So, you know, you don't want to be all up in someone's face when you're a criminal organization. But certainly an interesting group. Definitely want to see them more, you know, even like a comic book or like just a regular book to expand, you know, the ins and outs of this criminal empire. It would be cool. Like, we don't always need lightsabers and Sith and, you know, Jedi for all this stuff. Like, the Black Sun are cool. They can have their own thing. I look forward to when that occurs. But I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers, so if you guys could subscribe, leave a like down below, leave a comment. What do you guys think of the Black Sun? Anything that I missed, anything that I mispronounced, anything that I'm wrong about, you know, please leave it down below. And until next video, goodbye.